Welcome back to Valerie and Roman's Little Potter World. Well, this time, obviously, I'm on my own, but yesterday, when we made this video about the 26 June wave, it had amazing success. We had more than 3,333 viewers in a little bit more over one day. That was amazing, so many thanks for that. And one thing that was really nice, actually, a user answered my question. So it was Nearly Reckless Nick who said, well, that painted thing in the back, what we see here, is actually a book nook, and specifically Dumbledore's office book nook. Okay, I said, what does this mean? And well, I just came to the idea to ask Copilot. So I said, Lego is releasing a new wave, and one piece is described as an office book nook by Dumbledore. How could it look like? And it said, well, it will be a vertical bookshelf ready format that is cleanly between books. It will have a strong depth illusion. It will have an iconic office scene, desk shelves and other things, candlelights. It will be a calm atmospheric light for a premium display look, and it'll front open, optimized for viewing on a shelf. So as we know, nukes that fit in between, as we saw it now with maybe the great Sherlock Holmes thing that is really beautiful, and the not too beautiful train station, which is a little bit off. And it could be true what we see here in the painted thing. And it could be the grand staircase as well, because I think you see kind of, but I don't know. So next thing after I got that explanation, I said, well, Copilot, can you draw that for me? Can you create that picture? And actually, I was surprised because Copilot was really poor with pictures. And today, really something useful came out. And I'll show you the 3 ones we got there. And from the left, the first one actually included Norbert the Dragon, because actually I did Norbert the Dragon before. And the second one, which was of course crazy, I told Copilot, remove Norbert the Dragon and add Dumbledore. It's Dumbledore's office and not Norbert's office. And then it said, well, I can do that, but maybe you want to be more precise. I could recommend Dumbledore reaching out for a book from the bookshelf and the one sitting at his desk. I said, fine, start with the first one. So Dumbledore taking a book out of the bookshelf. Well, you see what it created is a little bit more than Dumbledore is feeding his phoenix with a book, and the stairs really lead nowhere, and the desk is too small. But at least you somehow get an idea of what it could be, and I was actually surprised that Copilot could do that for me today. And then the last one I created, which is in details even a little bit different. So it didn't just copy the background and then recreate. He really recreated that. So the phoenix look a bit different. The arch is different, what we see here. So it's really, again, from the scratch. And very much, as I said, it has that Dumbledore's office atmosphere with magical things sitting around. And I was amazed how, well, at least he got the idea. And if I would now start to create a mock there, probably it would give me a good idea what to do. The perspective is wrong and all that stuff, But still, you get a basic understanding. That's was the reason why I wanted to share it with you, because if I thought it could be a book nook, and it has 2,000 pieces, what some other video YouTubers do, what is the reason that I read the numbers and to you? It doesn't show you something. A video shows you something. So that's why I decided AI content is okay this time. And the next thing where we actually know the description from Stone Wars, I'll show you next moment. So I asked, like, what could this set look like? And the argument of the AI was very, very straightforward. It said, well, Hogwarts herbology plants, the title clearly suggests that it's not a greenhouse or something, but it's rather a buildable magical plant thing. And the absence of minifigures and the age rating 14 plus again indicates that it's a display set and not a play set. So many Lego observers like me said, well, this certainly will be a crossover between Harry Potter line and the Botanical Collection, which is extremely successful with Lego. So, and in many other brick designers, brick companies copy that. So you can buy hundreds of different flowers. Though this must be a huge success. And so doing that in the magical world, well, we've seen this already with the Alraune, which was beautiful. And you might know my video where I put the screaming sound there, and it was good, you know. So the description there was multiple individual plants, magical plants, mandrake maybe, tentacular like magical plants, maybe fantasy mushrooms. We just got the mushroom set, so can we reuse that, and whatever, that some kind of different weeds there. There are many things in the book, so which you could create that. So again, a very reasonable arguing and a pretty good description. So can you draw that for me? And actually, Copilot did that. And to my feeling, it did a very, very good job. So these are the real numbers from Stone Wars. So I gave it that. So it said 800 pieces, doesn't have a minifigure, 100 euros there. And yes, it reached that. You could build that with maybe 800 pieces. And I like the mandrake there, flesh biting plant and whatever, you know. And it suggests to have something in the background. Probably won't be like that, but actually would be a nice mock. So I was pretty satisfied with giving an idea to the word herbology plants, you know. And I was surprised how well it captured that. Of course, all the pieces are off and things like that, but you could take that as a blueprint for a mock, and you would probably get something really cool out of that. And so that's why I thought I'll share what Copilot can do today. I'm not advertising Copilot or Microsoft at all, you know. I'm a Mac guy, but Copilot did it. So yeah, gotta be honest there. And well, the last thing which I asked for, there is a rather vague description on Stone Wars. Sorry. It is not really sure about the name. It's not really yet confirmed, but it's somehow like Norbert's Hagrid baby dragon, rather small set with 480 pieces. Not mentioning any minifigures, probably doesn't make sense. It's a buildable creature in the end. It's a 10 plus set, it's 50 euros, so we got many of those. And then he came up with that rather pleasant scene here with a funny looking dragon, and probably Norbert is not black. Yeah, we know that. I could have told him that Norbert is maybe a green dragon. I am not really totally sure what breed Norbert is. But still, again, you know, this would be a very, very cool set if you build it on your own, you know, with maybe a little off-shaped base, and then Norbert hatching out of his egg, just, you know, I would buy it, you know. It certainly, again, gives you a good idea. And but I also asked him to do the box art, and there you could actually see what AI doesn't do or doesn't want to do. So it obviously had guardrails. So I said, I don't want to have the logo of Lego there. And you could force me to do that and maybe pretend of doing that. But his initial thing was, I don't do it. And he pretty much got right where the numbers are there. Of course, there wouldn't be a price on it. So again, it described as a buildable baby dragon with strong play appeal, probably paired with some Hagrid-related scene, positioned as a €50 set for children and collectors maybe. So I would buy that one here. I think even the box art is cooler what Lego does there, but so it'll be white there, just the thing in the middle. Anyway, this is again. Tell me different. Tell me what you think about it. Is that what I do here totally useless today, or is that, well, at least giving some imagination to what we could get when we read what Stone was told us? And those facts are typically very, very correct. So he gets the information step by step, and so in a few days we'll have complete ideas there. So now we look at the mock by J.L. Briggs, his Ministry of Magic. And he's done something similar what we have done with Malfoy Manor. So you just buy 2 sets and add a reasonable amount of extra bricks. And he also created stickers to that. So really, really cool. And so he created instructions and stickers, beautiful base for a great mock. And those 3,500 pieces give you some kind of idea what it takes to make a UCS set. Could be looking very different, but that's what you need for a UCS set. And it's also inspiration maybe for Lego and designers, because they quite often did that. It was true for Gringotts Bank, because there was a mock before that had the bank and then the underground rails and things like that in spirals. Huge thing, but very, very similar to the setup Leo gave us later on, which I very much like. And same is true for Grimmatt's Place number 12, where the houses open like that. That was a small version of that, maybe half a year before available. And I always love that Lego comes up with that. So good mocks can be maybe an inspiration for Lego as well, in best cases at least. Anyway, so take a look at the next thing, which is actually another designer like quite a lot. And it's Micmac Padvac with his Ministry of Magic expansions. So he has a very good choice of pieces and very, very good feeling for how to use things to make them look good. And so same idea, you buy the set and then you build his stuff in addition to that. So you get a nice place in between and some other things. Really, really well thought out, very close to the books and the films, and really cool. Highly recommended, also on Rebrickable. And the last thing I want to just throw in as an imagination, and you saw how broad the scope for Ministry of Magic is. So really, real human beings can come up with quite some ideas. And this is actually a mock of another YouTuber, Topic Bricks from the UK, I think. Hasn't done that many videos recently, but a few years ago he at least started that very nice mock. And actually this is the tunnel here, so it's on the left hand side you have this curved tunnel thing, and then he focused on a very nice fountain. So I leave it with that, and you can tell me in the comments, like, what is your thinking? Where does Lego go with the UCS set? So we saw different variants now here, and it looked very different. And like, what is it here? I'm really curious to get and share with you the first pictures that we get there from Lego, and I expect them. Well, the June pictures will drop maybe next weekend or whatever. But I still wanted to go with you through my thoughts. It is Copilot's thoughts, and just use those who at least sounded somehow logical to me. And I think it at least quite amazing that today's artificial intelligence tool can go into the minds of mock creators, So how do they think what they would do? And Copilot captured that, to my feeling, quite well. So, yeah, that's it for today. What I wanted to share with you. Please comment. Please shout at me if you hate AI, things like that. If you think I've gone too far, give me some kind of sign what you think. So again, thank you very much for tuning in, and well, we'll come back, and if you subscribe, and what many people did, we've now have 555, so it's always nice numbers at the moment, subscribers. So wonderful. I just like the party with you, and yes, we'll work on other things on weekend, and probably no more rumor videos, maybe just the reaction videos if you have everything in place. Thank you very much, and see you. Bye bye. Valerie will be with us next time again. Bye bye.